take your honest emotion to God. I mean, who knew there were so many hard emotions in grief? So many, and they're all at once. They're conflicting, right? Well, God, who designed you, also designed your emotions. And your emotions don't surprise him. Your emotions don't threaten him. He understands your emotions better than you or I ever will. So we don't have to hide our emotions. We don't have to mask them. We don't have to paint on a happy face that everything's fine. We don't have to try to escape them. We can take those honest emotions to God. And maybe you're feeling sadness or despair or regret or loneliness or anxiety, confusion. There are so many emotions that are hard, that come to us in grief. And we've got to do something with all these emotions, because what we don't want to do is just bottle them up. And then when we have hit a wall, they spill over onto the people in our home, right? God, who designed us and who designed our emotions, shows us what to do with those. And it's modeled all throughout the Bible. The Bible calls it lament. And I was actually doing this in my Bible time with God before I knew that there was a fancy word for it. But lament is the process by which we bring our hard emotions to God, we bring our hard questions to God, and then we leave them there and we choose to trust God. And it's modeled, especially in the Psalms. It's all through scripture, but we see it really in full color in the Psalms. So let me show you a couple examples there. In Psalm 6, David says, I am worn out from sobbing. All night long, I fled my bed with weeping, drenching it with my tears. But then later in that same psalm, we see him kind of turn, and though he's filled with all this hard emotion, he chooses to trust. It says, but the Lord has heard my weeping. The Lord has heard my plea. The Lord will answer my prayer. And that's Psalm 6, 8 through 9 in New Living. And then in Psalm 31, David says, have mercy on me, Lord, because I'm depressed. My vision fails because of my grief, as do my spirit and my body. My life is consumed with sadness. My years are consumed with groaning. Strength fails me because of my suffering. My bones dry up. But again, we see him choosing, later in that same psalm, we see him choosing to trust God. And he says, but me, I trust you, Lord. I affirm you are my God. All you who wait for the Lord, be strong and let your heart take courage. So we have that emotion. We have that strong emotion, and it might be something that kind of unsettles you. And maybe that anger unsettles you, or that regret, or that fear, or that just despair. All of those emotions are so hard for us, but they don't unsettle God. And what do we do with them? We can take them to God. We don't have to fake that we are fine. You don't have to fake it in front of your children. You don't have to fake it with your family. This is a time where you can teach your kids very essential life lessons. Because, more than teaching them the ABCs, more than teaching them manners at the table, you have an opportunity in this season that you didn't want, and then in this season that you didn't expect, to teach your children how to handle and manage their hard emotions. And that is a lesson that they will take through life with them. That is a good lesson. Even if you have young children, they can watch you, even if they can't express it themselves. I miss grandma, or I miss so-and-so. Maybe you've moved a lot, or maybe they have suffered a loss, even of a family pet. Even if they can't express it, watching you lament helps model it for them. And you can take that child under your arm and say, I know, honey, I miss daddy too. I miss grandmom too. I miss them too. And then you can pray and bring that emotion to God and choose to trust God with your child. What a lesson. I love this quote from Esther Allen Fleece in her book. It says, lament says, God, I am hurting. Will you meet me here? And as such, it is a prayer God always answers.